Chai, my people, Nigeria is finished. The so-called lawmakers are the ones that are breaking law. So today, Senator Natasha tried to resume as a senator, but guess what? Security agents blocked her. Despite that the court has ordered her to resume her work today, but unfortunately, knowing fully well that everyone that is in this Tinubu government, they are just lawbreakers. Like, these people don't know what is called the rule of law. Like, where do we go from here? Tinubu government has destroyed Nigeria. My people, we are really in a big trouble. Like, Aisha Yusuf's speech really made me shed tears, honestly. You really need to watch this video. Take a look.
I'm Senator Natasha, the senator representing Kogi Central.
Kogi Central. Why are you here for, please?
I'm here to resume my duty.
Senator, please.
May I also know you, please?
Staff of the National Assembly.
No, exactly. What's your designation? You are a staff of the National Assembly. From which department? Excuse me, I'm having a conversation with you. Gentleman, you are a staff of the National Assembly? You are the security. Okay, so may I know why a staff of the National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking into the chambers to commence her functions in representing her people who have duly given her the mandate as elected and as sworn in through a duly issued certificate of return by INEC to carry out her constituted function. So may I know why a security from the National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking in? And can I see written authority of your mandate to stand here right before me?
Can't hear you, sir.
A written authority.
Answer her now.
I'm not going to say anything.
A written mandate.
We are here. He knows we are not be giving authority to allow her to come into the complex. That is all,
I
please.
can't hear you. No, hold on, because
Please,
We want to know who you are and why you are here.
We want to see your...
On whose instruction are you here, sir?
it's okay. I've asked him the questions. I believe I deserve an answer.
You don't have an answer?
Where is the gentleman who stopped us first?
That is
You
all.
don't have an answer?
You have no answer?
You have no answer?
I don't know. Why is it? Are you not them? Are you?
Why is everybody coming and going? If you
Why
do not
can they
have
not
an
talk
order,
loud?
can you allow the senator pass and resume her duties? What is going on? Why is the whole place
Why is
looking
everybody
militarized?
talking like deaf and dumb? People cannot speak loud. He does not have an order. He does not have an answer.
Please, can we pass, gentlemen? Please.
Please, no, we are not. No, don't push me. Nobody should push.
Don't push me.
We are not pushing.
Nobody is pushing you.
No, you are blocking our senator now. It's not who is
Why are
pushing
you here,
you.
sir? Why are you
Why are you here?
On whose instruction are you here?
Why are you here? Somebody should say something.
What exactly is going on?
50 million
tell us?
to release my cousin. Then you people are here saying.
Look at police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today, you are here again doing an illegitimate job.
Illegitimate.
You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 women. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Akpabio, whose election?
Gentlemen,
Can
you just your leg?
The person that read
Gentlemen, you're standing here. You're stopping someone from going in.
So what is it still doing here?
You call yourself Nigerians.
You can see their faces.
There is shame on your faces because you know indeed that you're doing the wrong thing. But you stand here and you say they gave you orders. Even if they give you orders as slaves, you should not behave like slaves. How do you stand here and then you go back home and meet your children and say to them that indeed they are citizens when you yourself have not shown that you're a citizen? You stand here. You're blocking a senator, a serving senator who is on her way in. The person who will make laws for your child to matter the way the child of Akpabio matters. But you're standing here and you're blocking because you have this that says sergeant at arms. You are behaving in a very unconstitutional manner because the National Assembly is supposed to be for everybody, and you know that. So you have said that here, you are not saying anything. Your people have come and left, you are not saying anything. You are afraid to speak. You stand here, you say you are a citizen, and you block the people who want to go in. Sir, look into your life and ask yourself, at this age, is this what you want to do? At this age, is this what you want to be? At this age, is this the Nigeria you want to see? Is this why you go home every day and say to your children that indeed you are building a Nigeria? You are destroying Nigeria. You are destroying the future of your children. And one day you'll be on the streets, you know, as a retired person, begging the state, begging people to come out to protest for you. Yesterday, we had the Nigerian police, the shameless Nigerian police that is always the winning tool of oppression. Yesterday, citizens were protesting on their behalf, and as shameless as ever, they came out to stop them. And you stand here, you're proud of yourself, you're stopping, and you're afraid to even say who is it that sent you. We respect the law. Does not mean that we are cowards. We aren't cowards. We are here to do the right thing. A senator, a serving senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is here on her way in, and you are stopping her. You stand there bold-faced, holding hands. Oh, guy, if not fight, you know if you fight all of us with the here. It is about respecting the law. You haven't known how to do it. We want to go in there, sir. Can you please let us go in? This is the National Assembly. And if you can't work with, can you have the guts? Can you have the liver? I be man, not be by mouth. Have the liver to say, who asked you to stop us here? It's not just to stand and move away. Two people have come here. They say they are security and they have left. Okay, why are you stopping us? Mister, why are you stopping us? Why are you stopping
Omobazuaye, how do you do? I see Natasha has come out of her car. Clearly, she was not allowed to drive in. Tell us what's going on right now.
If you're watching the video, we have Senator Natasha Akpabio, and she just stepped down from her vehicle that was initially stopped by security operatives right in front of the National Assembly, and now she's taking a long walk all the way from the first main gate of the National Assembly, and she's going down the road towards the National Assembly complex. She has said she was going to make it here today. She had told the National Assembly that she will come here today whatever happens, and true to her words, we have seen her. She has come. We've been waiting since almost 7 o'clock in the morning. We've waited for more than 4 hours. Now she's here, and she's taking a long trek along the road that leads you straight to the second gate. She had already beaten the first gate, and but our convoy was stopped. Then she stepped down from the convoy, and now she's making this move. I don't know. I'll give it a try to see whether she will say something to me. This is Arise. What do you have to say?
First, I'm just glad to be alive, and I'm glad to resume today. And that's all I'll say for now, until we get there.
Wow, she says that's all she's going to say for now, and we are taking the walk with her. She's coming.
Omobazuaye, tell us about the women flanked around Natasha. Let's talk about the women beside her. I know she is flanked by some serious activists. Do you want to just ask them a few questions as to why they decided to come with her
I can barely
today?
hear from the noise in the background what you have asked, but I know for sure that today, what's really at stake, most people have said, is that today might be the last day that the Senate will be sitting for this particular legislative session, and that they may embark on their annual recess. And so She has, according to our lawyers, she has a court judgment she wants to effect before that happens, and part of why it's so much important for her to be here today.
Just take some steps back. Our senator be this, so we don't get another one. Our senator be this, so.
It has the full support of those that are accompanying her as she attempts to go into the National Assembly. And like she rightly said, she's glad to be alive, and that's all she's saying for now until she arrives there. And I'm hopeful that this will just be a very smooth walk and entrance.
The front security, and you beat the second one. How far more can you go on this?
In simple terms, it's not about beating the first and second gates and barricade. It's about me and a duly elected senator walking into the chambers to resume my constituted duties as I was elected and mandated by the good people of Kogi Central and INEC. And it's unfortunate that we got in today, which is the 22nd of July 2025, having duly notified the Senate through 2 letters that I would be resuming functions today. As a matter of fact, I'm disappointed on 2 grounds. One is the number of armed policemen that we met outside, all well kitted with guns, charged at a female senator who is unarmed with her people here, patriotic Nigerians. And the second thing is the fact that the Senate, under the leadership of Akpabio, have decided to become lawbreakers, and by denying me entrance into the chambers to resume my duty. There's been some conversations in the media by his own team trying to twist the narrative that the judge did not order my reinstatement, and I'd like to clarify that. You see, pursuant to Section 318 of the 1999 Constitution, it is very clear that decisions of a court comes in 5 ways. It could be a judicial decree, it could be a sentence, it could be an order, it could be a conviction, and it could be a recommendation. So an order is just one of the 5 decisions that a judge can pronounce over any case, and mine tilts towards a recommendation. Now, you would think that a recommendation is a voluntary. That means the Senate has either they comply or they have the right not to comply. But I'd like to clarify that again. If you go further to the to Section 287, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, again, it actually specifies in clear terms that decisions, that's any of these 5 decisions of any of the possible on every authority. So what that means in simple terms, whether they mention that the Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court made an order or made a sentence or made a judicial decree or a recommendation, whatever, however they want to interpret the literal words, interpretation of the words, it is still a decision of a court, and it is still binding on the National Assembly. The second issue that I have seen withering around the media is that the Senate appealed the judgment, and I mentioned it. I'm saying it clearly. Hamza, can you please give me? Where's Hamza? Let me have that page, please. Let me have the appeal. Let me show them the appeal. Now, this is the appeal that was initiated last week against Justice Binta Nyako's judgment. It is clear that it is not the National Assembly, neither it is the Senate. It's Akpabio himself. Read it. The president of the Senate. He is the only appellant. The National Assembly has not appealed that judgment. The Senate has not appealed the judgment. The Committee on Ethics has not, that suspended me wrongly, has not appealed the judgment. As a matter of fact, Senator Akpabio joined the clerk of the National Assembly, the entire Senate, and the chairman Committee on Ethics as joint respondents to the case. That means Akpabio has taken the National Assembly and the Senate and the clerk and the committee to court as well. Do you understand? That must be clarified. So there is no reason whatsoever, contrary to the publications I read yesterday, that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed my suspension. Senate did not. No, what I appealed, there's the contempt, and that is separate. The judgment came in two parts. One was to address the contempt, which is based on the satirical letter, which I made, or the satirical apology letter, which I made on Facebook, which the judge thought it wise in her own strides that that amounts to contempt. But I'm saying clearly that that does not amount to contempt of her court, because before Justice Binta Nyako was not the matter of sexual harassment or the matter of suspension. And what I would say clearly, hold on, what I would say clearly here is me appealing the contempt does not in any way invalidate the decision of the court that mentions me resuming. And I'll say this again, in as much as the judgment, Justice Binta Nyako's judgment was the most watery of all the suspension judgments we've had, taking into consideration Senator Aline Dume's and Senator Magege's suspension. But there is one particular portion of her decision which I want us to hinge upon, where she mentioned that my suspension is actually excessive and that me being suspended for 6 months actually will prevent my ability to carry out my constitutional functions as stipulated in Section 63 of the 1990 Constitution. Now, what does Section 63 of the 1999 Constitution means? That every senator in this and every parliamentarian is to attend a sitting not less than 181 days per year to carry out my constituted functions. And what are the constitutional functions of a senator? One, legislative, which I'll do in there. Second is oversight of the executive. And third is representative of my people. So that means what Justice Binta Nyako told the National Assembly is that not only is my judgment excessive, but it will also deprive me of carrying out my constituted of which I was elected according to the Nigerian Constitution. That is Section 63. So that means my suspension is illegal. If you look at that, because anything that contravenes the Nigerian Constitution is illegal, and the National Assembly cannot be greater than the Constitution. They are now coming down again based on the appeal. Akpabio himself cannot be greater than the courts, cannot be greater than the Constitution. And I want Nigerians to know that the office of the Senate President, Akpabio himself, does not give me my legitimacy as a senator. The fact that he has gone on appeal himself does not invalidate the decision of Justice Binta Nyako and does not stop me from being a senator. I got my legitimacy as a senator today from the people of Kogi Central who voted me at the February 2023 election. So, me being well, the most important thing is I am proving to the good people of Kogi Central and Nigerians at large, especially the women who have continuously written to me that they have derived courage in my actions so far. Now, the fact that I've been denied entrance is a statement being made. Our narratives are being shaped, history is being formed and shaped, and policies, again, all of this work together through intentional actions like we have done today. It's on record that the National Assembly under Akpabio has decided to be in contempt of the court's decisions. And it's quite ironic because they are actually lawmakers. So that puts to question how far democracy in this day and age. So, however, if we decide to turn our backs and go home, we are not ignorant of the fact that the National Assembly is most likely going to go into recess tomorrow for 2 months, and they will resume pretty much in the last week of September. And like you rightly said, that means they would have pretty much served the earlier 6 months suspension. I'm saying that because as of now, I'm no more suspended. And there's something very important I would like to say. Even the suspension ab initio was fraudulent because the document that recommended my suspension was not attested to by the senators, the members of the committee. It was just an attendance sheet that was photocopied as their signatures. And if we are to go through that, that means ab initio from the onset, the suspension is wrong because the documents, the recommendations itself was faulty. So that's having mentioned that. Going forward, I'm going to have a meeting with my legal team, and then most likely they will have to probably proceed to the appellate court to seek interpretations of what has just happened. Abiding citizens, everyone here who has accompanied me, you can see no one is unruly, even though some have vehemently decided to express their dissatisfaction with the system. I am a law-abiding citizen, and it is very important I do mention, and Nigerians should know that even though we do have 2 federal government criminal cases against me, they are on criminal defamation, simply because I spoke up the threat to life. And everybody has a right to speak up on their threat to life. And Nigerians should know that I am not facing charges of corruption, I am not facing charges of embezzlement, I am not facing charges of drug abuse, and neither am I facing charges of murder. And it's ironic that the people who are actually testifying as witnesses in the 2 federal government cases have cases at EFCC, have files at EFCC on record that they have actually embezzled state funds running into billions. So it's really, let me say this, it's very important I do mention the flip of our judicial system, the flip of how institutions being utilized to oppress people who are innocent. If this is a country that if Nigeria works, if our institutions are truly independent and strengthened, then there's no reason why some of these fellows who sit there as senators should even be in the Senate in the first place. They should actually be behind bars, and I'm saying that. And I do pray and hope that it is by my actions today and by voices of Nigerians all around, whether in the country or in diaspora, that we speak up and ensure that this injustice that is being meted against me, this persecution meted against me will not stand, so that their daughters will not suffer, so that their wives will not suffer simply because they spoke up against sexual harassment. And I'm sorry I have to mention this, because you see, people have wondered, Natasha, how come there's so much hate? How come you were suspended for 6 months? Just the day after you tendered your petition on sexual harassment, you were suspended. And then there was the fraudulent recall. We all saw how we survived a recall. And then there's been a whole lot of attacks against me, which by the grace of God I've survived. And whenever people ask me, Natasha, why is there so much hate from the Senate President against you? Why is that the institutions have turned against you, even though, by and large, you are pretty much one of the fairest senators or politicians in Nigeria? And I tell them, this is just an iceberg of what I have had to suffer and endure in the Senate under Akpabio's leadership for the last 1 year. Many of you thought that my speech on that floor, when I told him I was not afraid of him, and I did mention, I said, if you make me speak to the media on what I have had to endure in your hands, you know, it will go pretty. And that's to let Nigerians know that that outburst I had on the floor was just a compilation of so many wrongs that Akpabio has meted against me. And I will say this, pretty much it's a shame that we have had so many good Senate presidents. We've had Chuba Akpabio of blessed memory. We've had Senator David Mark. We've had Bukola Saraki. We've even had Ahmed Lawal, who is a senator right now. And I'd say this pretty much is the worst assembly Nigeria has ever had. And I hope we will not have to suffer this anymore, because it tells a lot on the individual. And I've said this before and I'm saying it again. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio, as if it's the third-term governor of Akwa Ibom. Many senators are afraid. You've all seen what happened. You are not allowed to speak. When you try to speak or air your views on certain issues that are critical, you get shut down if it does not conform with what he wants. So far, I've not been given any official reason. I've only read on the papers yesterday that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed, and that is why I presented to you that the Senate has not appealed the judgment. It is Akpabio himself. He is abusing power by willing the entire institutions to fight me. It's a personal vendetta that Akpabio is unleashing. wrong, because you can't have his own senatorial district deprive the Kogi Central of representation. There is just no reason why these gates should not be open. But by and large, considering the fact that the Senate is vacating tomorrow, whenever they deem it fit to resume, we would resume as well. So what matters most is all the pressures and all the calls of me apologizing for no wrong that I did. I have refused to do that. So if it means staying the entire 6 months for an unjust suspension, which I'm saying, repeating again, has been quashed by the courts, so be it. I have pretty much been busy with my constituents on the brighter side. You've all seen, we've been carrying out a lot of projects in the past few months. And that is true to my nature, because I am a technocrat. I'm a lawyer. I'm an oil and gas expert. My formative year in my career were in the oil and gas industry. So I got into politics because I wanted to create a different mark for other people like me who wants to venture into politics. I also got into politics because I want to intentionally raise the standard of leadership. It's enough for us in Africa to sit down and admire leaders or politicians from other smaller African countries, not talk of the European world and the other Western world. So I hope that with this journey so far, however it goes, people should muster strength from me, and I hope that 2027 we will have more courageous, younger, educated, intentional leaders that will be elected into office, so that together we can change the narrative of Nigeria. And thank you so much for your love and support, Nigerians. I see you, I feel you. God bless.
Chai, my people. Like, if you're in Nigeria and you are still boasting that I'm proud of Nigeria, then you are just deceiving yourself with all this brouhaha that are happening in this Tinubu government. This Tinubu and his cohort, like, they have destroyed Nigeria, like nothing left again, my people. The so-called lawmakers are the one breaking the law. Like, what do you expect from Nigerians? These people have destroyed Nigeria, my people. But I so much love Senator Natasha, her courage, her boldness. Like, this woman has showed that you cannot humiliate or intimidate her. They told her yesterday not to come to National Assembly. But because of the order from the court, that's why she's there today. She's so courageous, she's so bold, and she knows her rights. Even though that they not allow her to enter. But let's keep watching to see how all this drama and brouhaha is going to end. Because this is so, so shameful. Very, very shameful. Look at security agents. Look at police. That Nigerians were protesting because of the low salaries. And they are the ones that these wicked and useless politicians are using to intimidate, and they even buy Nigerians. My people, it is finished. Like, I don't know how they're going to restore Nigeria again, especially after this Tinubu government. Because Tinubu and his cohort, they have destroyed Nigeria. Like, these people have destroyed Nigeria. Like, they are so lawless. Like, they don't even know what is the rule of law. What a country. My people, I said, make I bring this update to you guys for you to see what happened today as a Senator Natasha tried to resume her duty as a senator. But guess what? The so-called lawless Akpabio has done it again. My people, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Share the video. Give it a like. I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Chamress News TV.